What if the reason your blood pressure won't stabilize isn't just what you eat, but when your body tries to heal? Each night, millions of older adults go to bed hoping for rest, but wake up feeling tense, dizzy, or still drained. The pressure numbers barely move. The tightness in the chest lingers. And even after a full night's sleep, the body feels like it never truly shut down. Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Benson, and welcome to Golden Health. For the past 20 years, I've helped thousands of Americans over 60 regain control of their circulation and sleep, not just with prescriptions, but by using specific bedtime habits that work with your body's natural rhythm. Because after 60, your arteries don't relax the same way. Stress hormones peak at night, and unless your bedtime routine helps the body unwind, blood pressure often stays elevated until morning. But here's the good news. A recent clinical review from Harvard and the Mayo Clinic confirms certain small habits before bed can significantly lower overnight blood pressure, reduce early morning cortisol spikes, and help arteries stay more flexible while you sleep. In today's video, I'll show you 5 powerful habits you can start tonight. It's not a supplement. It's not a device. It's a simple action that helps your body exhale gently, lowers vascular tension, and sets you up for a calmer, stronger morning. You'll also learn what not to do before bed, common mistakes that silently trigger blood pressure surges while you sleep. So if you're tired of waking up tired, if your medications help, but your mornings still feel heavy and unsettled, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do 30 to 60 minutes before bed to support better sleep, softer pressure, and a lighter, clearer tomorrow. Before we begin, type 1 in the comments if you've ever struggled with high blood pressure at night. Type 0 if you're just here to learn something new. Either way, these 5 small habits may change how you feel when you wake up. Let's start with the first habit, a simple soothing combo that supports healthy blood pressure before bed. Habit number 1. Banana with peanut butter. There's something familiar about it. A soft banana. A gentle spoon of peanut butter. It's the kind of snack you might have given to your kids, or made for yourself when dinner just didn't feel like enough. But tonight, this comforting pair does more than fill your stomach. It calms your heart. Literally. You see, bedtime is when most seniors let their guard down. The day is over. The TV is off. The house is quiet. But inside the body, blood pressure can stay stubbornly high, especially if your arteries are stiff or your cortisol hasn't fully dropped. That's where this small combo makes a big difference. Let's start with the banana. It's naturally rich in potassium, around 350–400 milliliters per half piece. Potassium tells your kidneys to release excess sodium. That in turn lowers blood volume and eases the pressure on your artery walls. Think of it like letting out just enough air from an overinflated balloon so it doesn't pop. But bananas also provide a small dose of magnesium, which supports smooth muscle relaxation in your vessel walls. That's key, especially before bed, when your system is meant to wind down. Then comes peanut butter. A single tablespoon of natural unsweetened peanut butter delivers healthy monounsaturated fats, the kind shown to enhance nitric oxide production, the signaling molecule that helps your blood vessels widen. Wider vessels mean better blood flow and lower resistance. And if you've been dealing with high systolic pressure, this is where it starts to calm. But more than that, this snack helps regulate overnight glucose. Stable blood sugar keeps cortisol and adrenaline from spiking in the early hours of the night, 2 hormones that can sabotage your blood pressure even while you're asleep. Together, banana and peanut butter act like a nighttime switch, telling your body you're safe now. Science backs this up. A 2020 study from Nutrients highlighted potassium-rich foods as a first-line natural defense for managing hypertension. Another report published in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension found that older adults with higher intake of magnesium and monounsaturated fats experienced more stable nighttime blood pressure readings, especially those with prehypertension or masked hypertension. Now meet Vince, 72, retired firefighter from Minnesota. For months, his blood pressure stayed high even after dinner. Meds helped, but the numbers would spike again around 5 a.m. A nurse friend suggested a simple tip: half a banana with a spoon of peanut butter, 30-60 minutes before bed. No toast, no sugar, just those two. Within a week, his morning pressure dropped from 148/86 to 132/78. It wasn't just the numbers, Vince said. I felt more grounded. I woke up without that chest tightness. So how do you actually do it? You don't need a scale. You don't need a plan. You just need 1 or 2 of a medium banana. 1 level tablespoon of natural peanut butter unsweetened. Eat them together 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Not with toast, not in cereal, not with sugar. Just those two. Sit down. Eat slowly. Let it feel like a nightly routine, not a snack. A signal. If you're sensitive to blood sugar, choose a slightly greener banana. If you have difficulty chewing, mash it. Mix the peanut butter right in. It's portable, affordable, no prep needed. And for most seniors, the effect is felt in the first week. Because what you eat before bed doesn't just affect sleep, it affects pressure pulse and peace. Let's move to the second bedtime shift. It's something warm, gentle, and steeped in nature's strongest blood pressure flower. Habit number 2. Hibiscus tea. It's the kind of drink that looks like it came from a garden. Deep red, slightly tart, light on the stomach, warm in the hands. Hibiscus tea isn't just pretty. It's one of the most effective natural drinks for lowering blood pressure. And bedtime is when it works best. For many older adults, evenings can feel deceptively calm. You're sitting quietly reading, watching TV. But inside, your body might still be carrying the weight of the day. Your arteries are tight. Your stress hormones haven't finished their cycle. And your blood pressure, though not obvious, may still be riding too high for restful sleep. This is where hibiscus steps in. Hibiscus contains natural plant compounds called anthocyanins, deep red pigments, that relax smooth muscle in the arterial wall. They work similarly to some blood pressure medications by blocking the angiotensin-converting enzyme ACE. This enzyme, when active, narrows your blood vessels and raises pressure. When inhibited, your vessels relax and pressure drops. It's the same biological mechanism used in certain hypertension drugs without the side effects. But hibiscus doesn't stop there. It's also a mild diuretic, gently encouraging your kidneys to release excess fluid and sodium, two of the biggest culprits behind nighttime blood pressure spikes. Less fluid in your system means less pressure on your heart. It's like turning down the water pressure in a hose that's been running too hard all day. 1 cup, just one, can make a measurable difference. In a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, participants who drank 2 cups of hibiscus tea daily for 6 weeks saw their systolic pressure drop by an average of 7.2 mmHg, comparable to prescription medications. Another clinical trial showed that drinking hibiscus tea before bed helped lower both systolic and diastolic pressure overnight, especially in older adults with pre-hypertension. For someone like Linda, 69, from Oregon, this discovery changed everything. She had always struggled with sleep. Her mind was calm, but her body wasn't. I'd feel this invisible tension in my chest, like my heart was still on high alert, she said. After reading about hibiscus, she started drinking 1 cup warm unsweetened every night after dinner. Within 2 weeks, her morning blood pressure dropped from 144/88 to 128/76. But the real gift, she says, was how rested I felt, like my body finally turned off at night. So how should you do it? Boil water. Add 1 hibiscus tea bag. Steep for 5 to 10 minutes. Sip slowly, about 1 hour before bed. If the taste is too tart, add a slice of lemon or cinnamon stick, but skip the sugar or honey, which can interfere with blood pressure control, and choose caffeine-free versions only. Hibiscus is naturally caffeine-free, but some blends sneak it in, so always read the label. This isn't a magic potion. It's a vascular support system, one that works gently with your body during the time when healing is meant to happen. And the more consistent you are, the more your blood pressure responds. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't in a bottle. It's in your cup, and it's waiting to be steeped. Now let's move on to habit number 3, something warm, golden, and creamy. With a secret anti-inflammatory kick your arteries will love. Habit number 3, golden milk. It feels like comfort in a cup. Warm, creamy golden. Just holding it makes your body relax a little. But golden milk, made from turmeric milk and a few gentle spices, isn't just a cozy bedtime drink. It's one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories for older adults. And when it comes to lowering high blood pressure overnight, this simple tradition works quietly and deeply. For many seniors, inflammation is the silent pressure behind the pressure. Your vessels aren't just stiff, they're inflamed. Years of oxidative stress, processed food, and low-grade immune activation leave your arteries irritated, swollen, and less able to expand. That inflammation tightens your vessel walls, narrows your flow, and keeps blood pressure high, especially at night. Golden milk targets that problem at its root. The star is curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Curcumin has been shown in multiple studies to reduce vascular inflammation, lower oxidative stress, and improve endothelial function, the ability of your blood vessels to widen when they need to. In fact, one randomized controlled trial in Nutrition Journal showed that people who took curcumin daily for just 8 weeks experienced a significant reduction in both systolic and diastolic pressure, especially those over 60 with prehypertension. But the magic of golden milk goes beyond science. It's how your body receives it. The warm liquid activates parasympathetic response, the rest and digest system, triggering signals that help lower cortisol and prepare your body for sleep. The healthy fats in whole milk or almond milk help your body absorb curcumin better since it's fat-soluble. And adding just a pinch of black pepper enhances curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, thanks to a compound called piperine. Imagine your blood vessels like dried, cracked garden hoses. Every night, golden milk seeps into the cracks, moisturizing, calming, and gently expanding the pathways that carry life through your body. That's what happened with Carol, 74, from Arizona. She had tried walking more, eating less salt, but her nighttime pressure stayed stubborn, always in the 140s. Her granddaughter suggested trying golden milk. Carol was skeptical, but curious. She started with a small mug each night, warm almond milk, turmeric, a bit of cinnamon, and a touch of pepper. No sugar, no honey. After 2 weeks, her pressure dropped to 126/78. But more than that, she said, I finally slept without waking at 2 a.m., feeling tense. So how do you make it? Warm 1 cup of milk, dairy, almond, or oat all work. Add 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, a small pinch of black pepper, and optionally, a bit of cinnamon or ginger. Stir gently. Heat until warm, but don't boil. Sip slowly about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Avoid sweeteners if possible. Even natural sugars can spike glucose and interfere with overnight cortisol patterns. Let the spices do the work. Golden milk isn't flashy. It doesn't promise miracles. But night after night, it gently resets the systems that regulate pressure, inflammation, and peace. Because sometimes lowering blood pressure isn't about pushing harder. It's about letting go. Now, let's move to habit number 4. Something surprisingly familiar, savory, and packed with the kind of antioxidant that clears the way for smoother nighttime blood flow. Habit number 4. Low-sodium tomato juice. It doesn't look like much. Just a plain glass of red juice. No sweet fruit scent. No frothy foam. Just something you might pass by on a grocery shelf. Modest, familiar, even old-fashioned. But inside that simple glass lies a deeply powerful gift for the aging heart, especially before bed. Because at night, your body enters a different rhythm. It stops performing. It begins repairing. And for seniors over 60, whose blood pressure often spikes while the body should be resting, that repair work can only happen if circulation is smooth, vessels are calm, and pressure isn't holding your heart hostage. Tomato juice, specifically low-sodium tomato juice, quietly assists all three. Let's begin with lycopene, the rich red compound that gives tomatoes their color. Lycopene is more than a pigment. It's a vascular defender. It slips into the walls of your arteries where oxidative stress caused by age, diet, and daily wear has created tiny cracks, stiffening, and friction. Lycopene works like a gentle polish, restoring smoothness, helping blood glide instead of grind. In fact, lycopene has been shown to improve endothelial function, the flexibility and responsiveness of blood vessels. One study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who consumed lycopene-rich foods daily saw significant improvement in arterial dilation, which is critical for maintaining healthy pressure. But tomato juice doesn't stop there. It brings three more heart-supporting nutrients to the table. Potassium, the electrolyte your kidneys use to clear sodium and reduce fluid buildup. Folate, which boosts nitric oxide, a molecule that tells your vessels to open. Vitamin C, a well-known antioxidant that reduces chronic inflammation in the vessel lining. Together, they form a natural circulatory team, working through the night to soothe, flush, and protect. Now here's the catch, and it's important. Regular tomato juice, the kind stacked in bright red cans, often contains 600 to 800 milligrams of sodium per cup. That much salt tightens vessels and directly raises blood pressure, undoing the good you're trying to do. Low-sodium tomato juice, by contrast, has less than 150 milligrams per cup, all the nutrients, none of the added strain. In 2019, researchers at Food Science and Nutrition studied older adults aged 60 to 80 who consumed 1 cup of low-sodium tomato juice per day. After just 12 weeks, participants saw a measurable drop of 10 mmHg in systolic pressure and 4 mmHg in diastolic pressure. The effect was strongest among those who drank it in the evening, when natural blood pressure dips are most needed for restorative sleep. And that's where Thomas, 76, from Georgia comes in. He had done everything right, cut the processed foods, walked 20 minutes a day, reduced caffeine after lunch. But by evening, his pressure always crept up. His doctor hesitated to increase medication again. "I was frustrated," Thomas said. "I wanted something simple, natural, no side effects." So he tried one change: a single glass of low-sodium tomato juice each night before bed. No mixers, no ice, just cold juice in a quiet kitchen. By the 5th night, his morning blood pressure began to shift from 142/86 to 131/79. By the 2nd week, his sleep improved. "I didn't feel so weighed down when I got out of bed," he said. "My heart wasn't fighting all night." So how do you add it to your routine? Start small. Choose a brand labeled low sodium. Look for under 150 milligrams of sodium per cup. Pour 1 full cup chilled or room temperature. Drink it 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, slowly on its own, not with dinner or snacks. Avoid pairing it with salty foods or alcohol, which may counteract the calming effect. Think of it like giving your circulatory system a soft rinse before rest. It's not a stimulant. It's not a pill. It's a liquid lullaby for your arteries, cooling inflammation, relaxing vessel walls, and preparing your heart for its nightly rhythm of repair. Because high blood pressure isn't just about what you ate today. Sometimes it lingers from days, weeks of pressure your body didn't get the chance to release. And as you get older, that pressure adds up quietly. In your muscles, your breath, your chest, your sleep. But something as humble as a glass of tomato juice can begin to unravel it. Not all at once, not dramatically, but night after night with soft persistence. So tonight, if your heart feels heavy or your pressure's creeping up again, skip the snacks. Skip the wine, reach for that quiet glass of red. It might just help you wake up lighter, stronger, and more in rhythm with the body you're trying to care for. Now let's move to our final bedtime habit, something tropical, mineral-rich, and deeply calming. It might be the missing link between restless nights and peaceful pressure-balanced sleep. Habit number 5. Coconut water with magnesium. You might not feel thirsty at night, but your body does. After a full day of walking, breathing, digesting. And if you're over 60, simply holding yourself upright through fatigue and stiffness, your internal systems are running on low. What you give them before bed determines how well they recover. And sometimes what they need isn't a sedative or stimulant, but a quiet refill of what was lost. That's exactly what coconut water with magnesium provides. At first glance, it's simple. A light drink, a scoop of natural mineral. But together, they deliver something many seniors are missing: restorative hydration with circulatory balance. Let's begin with coconut water. This isn't sugary coconut milk or creamy shakes. It's the clear liquid inside green coconuts. Naturally rich in potassium, magnesium, and a small dose of calcium, it's one of nature's best electrolyte sources, without the added sodium found in sports drinks. The potassium in coconut water relaxes the smooth muscle lining your arteries. That relaxation lowers vascular resistance, the force your heart has to push against. Imagine trying to blow air through a tight balloon. Now imagine loosening the neck. That's what potassium does for aging blood vessels. But the deeper magic happens when you add magnesium. As we age, magnesium levels often drop, partly due to diet, partly due to medications like diuretics. Low magnesium means more tension in your vessels, higher nighttime cortisol, and poor blood pressure regulation during sleep. Magnesium steps in like a dimmer switch. It calms the sympathetic nervous system, the fight-or-flight reflex, and activates the parasympathetic system, helping your body shift into rest and repair mode. It also supports nitric oxide production, further widening your vessels for smoother nighttime circulation. A 2018 meta-analysis in hypertension confirmed that magnesium supplementation resulted in modest but significant drops in both systolic and diastolic pressure, especially among older adults with high blood pressure. Another study in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension found that when magnesium was consumed alongside potassium, the effect was amplified more than either mineral alone. That's why combining both in one bedtime drink is so effective. Together, they create a natural circulatory exhale, gently lowering tension pressure and the workload on your heart while you sleep. This was life-changing for Diana, 70, from California. She wasn't new to blood pressure challenges, but her numbers stayed high overnight even on medication. She felt drained in the mornings. Like I had run a race in my sleep, she said. Her daughter suggested a bedtime routine. Half a cup of unsweetened coconut water. 1 scoop of magnesium glycinate powder. A quiet corner. No phone. Just calm. Within 10 days, her blood pressure dropped from 138/84 to 122/76. But more importantly, she said, I woke up without that heart heaviness. It was the first time in years I felt light, like my blood had rested too. Here's how you can do it. Choose unsweetened coconut water, no added sugars or sodium. Add 200 to 400 mg of magnesium glycinate or citrate. Both are gentle, fast-absorbing, and well-tolerated by older adults. Stir gently and sip 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Avoid combining it with calcium at the same time, which may reduce magnesium absorption. And always check with your doctor if you're on kidney medication or diuretics. This isn't a tonic or a cure-all. It's a message to your heart. You've done enough for today. Let the minerals take over now. And in that space between your last sip and your first breath of sleep, something powerful happens. Your blood vessels soften. Your pressure finds its rhythm. And by morning, you wake up not just rested, but renewed. Now that you've explored all 5 bedtime habits, let's bring them together in a quiet recap so you can start making your evenings the calmest, strongest part of your day. You've just walked through 5 simple bedtime habits. Not pills, not expensive routines, Just gentle, nourishing acts designed for your body, especially after 60. Small shifts with quiet power. A soft banana with peanut butter to lower pressure and calm your heart. A warm cup of hibiscus tea to ease tension from the inside out. A golden milk blend to soothe inflammation and help your vessels relax. A glass of low-sodium tomato juice to gently flush your system and protect your arteries. And a mineral-rich sip of coconut water with magnesium to restore balance and quiet your nervous system. Each one helps in a different way, but they all work toward the same goal, lowering blood pressure naturally overnight. And they do it by supporting what your body already knows how to do, when given the right signals. Because high blood pressure doesn't rise by accident. It builds silently through stress, stiffness, dehydration, and inflammation. But with the right nighttime support, that pressure can begin to melt away while you sleep. So tonight, try one. Just one. See how you feel. Maybe your chest won't feel so tight when you wake. Maybe your morning number will drop by just a few points. Maybe your breath will come a little easier. That's progress. That's healing. And that's your body saying thank you. If you found this helpful, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe for more tips on natural health after 60, and share this with someone who might need it. Because the journey to lower blood pressure doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it just starts with a sip. Before sleep. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, good night and breathe easy.